Hi, I'm Anand and welcome to the DD Way, Deep and Different Way. So, friends, today we are going to start a new series that is versions of the story of Mahabharata. In this, today, you're all going to learn a lot of new things and a lot of real facts about the Mahabharata, right? So, without further ado, let's get into it. And before starting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. So, now let's start versions of Mahabharata. So, in this, friends, we are going to see a lot of things and let's understand everything in the depth of truth. So, in these versions of Mahabharat series, we are going to see different dialects, different languages, and with all those languages, we will be getting different stories. So, without further ado, let's start Mahabharat. So, Mahabharat is written in different languages. The first language in which it was composed was Sanskrit. So, it was the main one, and it is not a smriti, that is some kind of stored in the mind. It's not a language, it's not the story, the great epic, which was thought in the mind or thought, it's not somebody telling to somebody, it's not an oral tradition, it's an itihas, which it means that it has already happened before. So it's not that great rishis pass it, it's a real thing which has been written by the great Muni Ved Vyas. And also it has been translated and sometimes written differently in a lot of languages like Hindi, Telugu, Odia, Bengali, Tamil, Kannada, and also in Persian and English languages. There are also a lot, and I think there are a lot more, and I'm afraid to say all of them. So let's start the series with our first episode of Mahabharat versions with Odia Mahabharat because it has a really very fabulous, interesting aspect in it. So this Odia Mahabharat was written by Sarla Das, as you can see, and also it is translated. So the basic concept, key concept is there in this Mahabharat, but there are a lot of new things which are not there in any other Mahabharat. So sadly to say, this is not the real Mahabharat, but this is a great traditional folklore or the great traditional way of the Odissas, right? All the people in Odisha follow this Mahabharat. So this is a great Indian tradition. And it is the first complete rendition of the epic by a single author in any other language other than Sanskrit. So it also has a lot of different stories, as you can see. It's not the same as the Sanskrit one. The story itself has different versions. For example, in this story, Shantanu is shown as being tortured by his wife, first wife Ganga, because she didn't expect to get the king as as her husband, but she thought that she could marry Shiva. But that's why she did a lot of things like humiliating him, insulting him, which I don't think really was there in Vyas Mahabharata. Therefore, this is a folklore, but a great translation, a great epic. And also, there is a very interesting fact which I would like to say, which was shown in a lot of WhatsApp messages. And I thought people would be confused why these many versions. So, therefore, I have made this video to clarify and make others understand. So, the fabulous fact or the fabulous thing in this Mahabharata is this great, wonderful incarnation or the Besha of Mahavishnu, Navagunjara. Navagunjara is actually um, thought to be an incarnation of Sri Mahavishnu, which was shown also in Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people say it was there in Bhagavad Gita, but I don't think there's a verse specifically given for Navagunjara. Of course, it is said that in Bhagavad Gita, when Sri Krishna was showing his Virat Swarup, the beast was also there. I mean, the great avatar or Besha of Vishnu was also there. So, this is a really wonderful animal creature. When Arjuna was there in the Kanda forests, Sri Mahavishnu decided to show Arjuna the whole world or the whole trueness of himself. Therefore, he had incarnated in this very wonderful form with the head of a rooster cock, the neck of a peacock, and with one hand, the hand of a human being, with a chakra or sometimes lotus. Sometimes it's not even the hand of a man, it's a hand of a woman sometimes. And the body is of um, ox with a hump of an ox. And we have, as you can see here, the foot of an elephant, a horse hoof, a horse foot, and also a lion or a tiger's leg, and also at last the tail is a snake. The tail is of a snake and the tail is a snake. So Navagunjara is said to be one of the most greatest traditional folklores, and this is not really what it is there in the Mahabharat, Ved Vyas Mahabharat. So to all the people who are watching this video and to all who are listening to me, Navagunjara is actually an invention, not the real itihas or given by Ved Vyas. It's actually a new story, new one. It's a traditional thing. It's a traditional animal of Odisha, and it's also shown in the Puri Jagannath temple. This story happens when the Pandavas were given Khandavprasth to make their new capital, as you know that the Hastinapur, the great kingdom of Kuru dynasty, was divided into two parts. Hastinapur was given to Duryodhan and the Kauravas, and Khandavprasth or Indraprasth was given to the Pandavas. And when Arjuna was doing penance or roaming in the Khandavanas to clear it out for the new kingdom, then Sri Mahavishnu or this great animal appeared. So it has all the things of Ananta or great whole cosmic universe, right? So this is one of the most fabulous versions of the Mahabharat, which all of you can observe. This is not found in any other versions of Mahabharat, not even in Sanskrit, Vedvyas, or any other language. So this is not the real story, but this is a great traditional folklore of the Odisha people, and also this has a huge role in the culture of the people of Odisha. Like this, we have a lot of versions coming up just for you. So stay tuned for this great epic versions. As you will see in these series, a lot of different stories and a lot of different cultures in just one epic. So thank you for watching this video.